Now, as Charlie Sheen ranting like a lunatic about the September 11th attacks, now word comes that...
I know what I was doing?
Shut up.
Please don't tell me to shut up.
As respect, why did you have to tell him you were an atheist if you didn't have any trouble reading the oath? Why didn't you just shut up? What Jimmy Carter should do is privately give Mr. Bush his opinion and shut up publicly. That would be best for the country. And it is our duty as loyal Americans to shut up once the fighting begins. Once the war against Saddam begins, we expect every American to support our military, and if they can't do that, to shut up. All he's got in 6.5 years is that I misspoke, that I labeled a polka war to Peabody. He writes it in his book. He tries to make me out to be a liar.
No,
that's shut up.
No,
you had your 35 minutes. Shut up.
And starring the mad prophet of the airways, Howard Beale.
Edward George Ruddy died today. Edward George Ruddy was the chairman of the board of the Union Broadcasting Systems, and he died at 11 o'clock this morning of a heart condition, and woe is us. We're in a lot of trouble. So, a rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now. Because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel. The ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. And that's why woe is us that Edward George Ruddy died. Because this company is now in the hands of CCA, the Communication Corporation of America. There's a new chairman of the board, a man called Frank Hackett, sitting in Mr. Ruddy's office on the 20th floor. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
I see people around me who the lights are on, but there's nobody home.
That's right.
And that's the norm, not the exception. What is going on out there?
Well, first of all, let's not even talk about the content of what is on television. Let's just talk about watching a lighted box All right? A lighted box is like watching a hypnotist who has a light. It's a flickering light, and it will actually put the brain into waves that are the hypnotic waves. When if you take a person who has never watched television at all, and you put them in front of a television set, it will take 45 minutes before their brain will enter into hypnotic waves. If you put that same person in front of a television set the next night, it will only take 5 minutes before they become hypnotized by the flickering light. And the following day, the third day, they will go into these hypnotic waves in 5 seconds. TV is the greatest thing that has destroyed every nation in the world, because every show will propagandize you.
They're feminizing men so that men don't stand up and act like men.
And now we have the Department of Truth, aka PC, political correctness, going round and telling us what is the truth, and why our truth isn't the same as their truth. It's very scary that we've reached a stage in society where, under the guise of freedom of speech, we clamp another form of speech.
Television is being totally Judaized. The networks, all the television networks are owned by Jews. The movie studios are owned by Jews. The newspapers are owned by Jews. The magazines are owned by Jews. So all of this is the degeneracy of the Jewish culture coming in to what was previously a Christian culture which had some morality.
The real collision is going to occur is between the subterranean underground media and the mainstream media. Yeah. This is a collision of worlds, because one is a facade. It's the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. The mainstream media has become the Wizard of Oz, and sadly it knows it's the Wizard of Oz. Well, of course, this is the mainstream media that everybody is turning away from now. People are looking at this stuff and saying, I don't want to hear about this anymore. I'm tired of this. This is rubbish. I think people, you can fool all of the people some of the time. Once people realize they're being lied to, they start to recognize the fact that they are being treated like idiots and monkeys.
Raised in these streets, been eating off corners, been struggling, trying to keep my life steady, hustling, been going through it, still pursuing it, more harder for my life, more harder for my music. Niggas is losing in their lives every day. Some think they coming to a fight and get shot in the face. I'm humble now, can't let my anger escape. So stay in your place, I leave a scar on your face. You shouldn't have been fucking with me anyway. Believe the war stories, I don't play. I roam the world like these Project Highways. Life is serious, and mama told me to pray. My soul stay alert, I'm off the cushion perk. And every Sunday morning I'm repenting in church. I ain't perfect, surviving I done did some dirt. But here's my testimony for whatever it's worth.
Gangsta, 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 gangsta.
it's on again. Since Ron got shot, call a jackpot and get low and flipping watch. Specialize in cheap shots, well hidden in blind spots. In the land where time forgot, ambush your crew, leave them with buckshots. Relocate their residence to cemetery plots. Ooh, the block is boiling hot with task force and SWAT. Like the sergeant got shot, still got you leaking all over the blacktop. Strongest nerve twitching, trying to resist a fatal headshot. HO ass raw like a conquat, no homo. Just what happened when your gun locked. Face to face with the man-eater, the Grim Reaper. Quick to put your heart in the sleeper, laughing with no remorse either. Took two to the chest, scared dying from a seizure.
Get this nigga. Simple and plain shit. We just go do it like this. We'll catch his ass on the other end of this alley. We'll handle that nigga. We gonna come on out the alley and handle our business. You know you gotta, you're on your own if you get caught. But, nigga, we gonna stay together until, until we gotta break away. But other than that, nigga, we gotta get that nigga, dog. You ready? Let's go.
They want to be cool. They are impressionable. And they have the cash. They are corporate America's $150 billion dream.
Teenagers have a lot of disposable income. They want to go spend their money. And, we're more than happy to make product that they want to go spend it on.
MTV, Madison Avenue, and the dream makers of Hollywood have targeted our teenagers.
They look at the teen market as part of this massive empire that they're colonizing. Teens are like Africa.
They are the most studied generation in history.
If you don't understand and recognize what they're thinking, what they're feeling, you're going to lose. You're absolutely going to lose.
But what does this relentless focus on the teenager do to the culture?
They're going to do whatever they think works the fastest and with the most people, which means that they will drag standards down.
And to the teenagers themselves.
I have to look good for people if I need to look good.
Tonight, author and media critic Douglas Rushkoff takes a journey through the complex world of buying and selling cool.
Okay, so I'm going to take attendance here. Christopher? Yes. Okay. Hadal? Right there. Okay. Adam? Okay. You guys can all have a seat right over here. Has anybody ever done a focus group before? I mean, do you remember what you talked about?
Back to school supplies.
Sorry?
On a summer afternoon in a downtown New York loft, corporate America is on a very serious mission.
It's all going to be sort of like what you guys think. You guys are sort of the experts today, and it's going to really be just you guys telling me your opinions.
These 5 boys are here to be questioned about what they wear, what they eat, what they listen to and watch. For $125 each, they're expected to answer.
Tell me some of the things that are really hot right now, some things that are really big right now. Popular trends, things that you sort of see everywhere. What's like going on? What's hot right now? Just shout them out.
Okay, so they're no more responsive than most teenagers. But that's not going to stop this market researcher, because the information he's looking for is worth an awful lot of money. At 32 million strong, this is the largest generation of teenagers ever, even larger than their baby boomer parents. Last year, teens spent more than $100 billion themselves and pushed their parents to spend another $50 billion on top of that. They have more money and more say over how they'll spend it than ever before.
Teens run today's economy. There's an innate feeling for moms and dads to please the teen, to keep the teen happy, to keep the teen home. I think you can pretty much take that to the bank.
They're given a lot of what we call guilt money. Here's the credit card. Why don't you go online and buy something because I can't spend time with you?
I'm Douglas Rushkoff, and tonight we'll tour through a landscape that has both attracted and repelled me during the decade I've been studying it. It's the world in which our teenagers are growing up, a world made of marketing. For today's teens, a walk in the street may as well be a stroll through the mall. Anywhere they rest their eyes, they'll be exposed to a marketing message. A typical American teenager will process over 3,000 discrete advertisements in a single day, and 10 million by the time they are 18. Kids are also consuming massive quantities of entertainment media. 75% of teens have a television in their room. A third have their own personal computer, where they spend an average of 2 hours a day online.
I think one of the great things about this information age is with so many channels, you can say, my business is 12 to 15, or my business is 21 to 24. As a result, you have the most marketed to group of teens and young adults ever in the history of the world.
It's a blizzard of brands, all competing for the same kids. To win teens' loyalty, marketers believe, they have to speak their language the best. So they study them carefully, as an anthropologist would an exotic native culture.
If you don't understand and recognize what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and then be able to take that in and come up with a really precise message that you're trying to reach these kids with in their terms, you're going to lose. You're absolutely going to lose.
Is there anybody in your group of friends in particular that is, always really following the trends?
Not really.
No? So it's just sort of all of you together kind of keep each other in check? Okay. Cool.
What makes this market so frustrating is that they don't operate the same way as the rest of us. They're a stubborn demographic, unresponsive to brands and traditional marketing messages. But there is one thing they do respond to: cool. Only cool keeps changing. So how do you map it? Pin it down.
Like if I'm moving up, stop me when we get to like 2 years ago.
What is cool anyway?
Like right here? Okay.
The search for this elusive prize has its own name: cool hunting.
Cool hunting is structured around really a search for a certain kind of personality and a certain kind of player in a given social network. For years and years on Madison Avenue, if you knew where the money was and where the power was and where the big houses were, then you knew what was going to happen next. And cool hunting was all about a kind of revolution that sets that earlier paradigm aside and says, in fact, it has to do with the influence held by those who have the respect and admiration and trust of their friends.
Many companies don't trust themselves to do this kind of research, so they hire experts who can find these cool kids and speak their language.
We look for kids who are ahead of the pack because they're going to influence what all the other kids do. We look for the 20%, the trendsetters, that are going to influence the other 80%.
Dee Dee Gordon is a sought-after cool hunter. Just 30 years old, she commands high fees as a consultant to some of the largest corporations in America, and has been the subject of a New Yorker profile.
How good is she? I think she's as good as anyone is at this game. And it's a difficult thing to quantify, of course. It's not a science. It's really a question, ultimately, of how much do you trust the person who's doing the interpretation and how good are their instincts. And I think in both cases, she's at the top of the field.
3 years ago, Gordon and her partner Sharon Lee left the small advertising agency where they worked to start their own business, Look Look.
All the photos are really busy, so somebody has to shoot a skateboarder in the air or a cyclist in the air.
Gordon and Lee have put together a team of what they call correspondents, all young, all former cool kids themselves.
The Slipknot story came in, and our writer did a really good job.
They're culture spies who penetrate the regions of the teen landscape where corporations aren't welcome.
Can I take your picture for a street culture website I work for?
Go ahead.
I gotta get your piercings. Can I get your tattoo? Yeah, sure.
A correspondent is a person who's been trained by us to be able to find a certain kind of kid, a kid that we call a trendsetter or an early adopter. This is a kid who's very forward in their thinking, who looks outside their own backyard for inspiration, who is a leader within their own group. These kids are really difficult to find. So what this correspondent does is they go out and they find and identify these trend-setting kids. They interview them. They get them interested in what we do. They send all that stuff in, we look at it, we compile it, we look for trends or themes that are happening through all the information, and that's the stuff that we put on our website.
For a subscription fee of $20,000 each, companies are granted access to the Look Look website, a Rosetta Stone of teen culture. If companies can get in on a trend or subculture while it is still underground, they can be the first ones to bring it to market.
And that's when the mass consumer picks up on it and runs with it and then eventually kills it.
And that's the paradox of cool hunting. It kills what it finds. As soon as marketers discover cool, it stops being cool.
So the faster you pick up on these trends and blow them out and show them to everybody and reveal them to corporate America, the more you force the kind of person who starts them and spreads them to move on and find the next. So you simply, there's no kind of solution to this. You can't ever solve the puzzle permanently. By discovering cool, you force cool to move on to the next thing.
Stop lying about drugs and guns you don't sell. Cases you catch and how you post bail. Shootouts with cops and don't spend the night in jail.
Do me a favor.
Stop name dropping about bricks you be chopping, whips you be copping, bottles you popping, and we both know that you only window shopping. See, I be swapping information with G's, moving units in cyberspace like I'm transporting keys overseas. Negotiated deals in Japanese, me and my killer bees, known as South Central refugees in Brazil and Humvees, where chicks be Portuguese while you sipping Long Island iced teas and Applebee's. Games not sold or told, it's stole by disaster, and my niggas from the payroll cutthroat, counting banknotes. I stay in the trenches, looking flat broke with street ties. Me and my gangster allies putting money in offshore bank accounts like rabbis. Mad Dog and Death staring him straight in his eyes. I'm addicted to the struggle, it makes my dick rise. All I hear is dog with souls and war cries. I got one request for all you tough guys.
Do me a favor.
Stop lying to me, boy. Stop lying to yourself. You be talking about my back, then be begging me for help. What I ought to do to you? No, I can't do that.
Do me a favor.
I ain't staying out the way, but I ain't slanging on the curb. Me and Flipper send the word, we can fly you a bird. Even send you some weed or pour you some serve. I ain't got it, suppose nigga word. So kick back, son, let a rich nigga talk. Cause a dog gon' bite and a bitch gon' bark. I might have missed a few meals, but I'm not gon' starve. Cause the scales gon' weigh and the pot's gon' boil. I'ma always find a way to get me some scratch. Just tell me what you want, I can bake you a batch. If you won't double up, I can make you a match. When you come to see me, better bring me some stacks. Cause everything I give you gon' be bringing them back. Operation from the bottom, no I stand by the product. Got the whole world high, didn't even need a doctor. We move the boat low, even move helicopters. When my boy shows up, we be popping them bottles. If you want it, you can get it. If the price is right, come see the Watts boys, cause the price is nice.
Do me a favor.
Don't talk about it, be about it, make something happen. Do something, get active, stop all the yapping. All that blah, 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 rapping.
Do me a favor.
Stop backbiting, you ain't go last. Cherish every moment, life fly fast. Give me my money, pay me cash. Cut the yada yada, you speeding like you on Potter. High off your own jibber jabber, ain't dead nada. Use a dream seller, I'm a triple beam scaler. Hear from the horse's mouth, true storytelling involved with the West Coast rise. I seen it revolve, it all seemed like yesterday. I seen it fall, the era, money, drugs, and gang terror. The streets had the industry stand through mirrors. Pac didn't make it, Biggie didn't make it. Both assassinated, cold files gang related. Even though we faded, we the ones that made it. Even though you hate it, we chosen to narrate it. Even what I'm saying ain't even scratching the surface. When I'm rhyming like this, man, these weenies get nervous. So download the untold stories being sold. OMTB back patching up the potholes.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Damn, man. Hey, man, hey. Which one of these niggas is Disaster? Oh, that's that dude right there. Right there, nigga, with the dancing with that girl. All right, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, move, nigga. Excuse me. Hey, what's up, dog? Your name Disaster? Yeah, I'm Disaster. Hey, who else named Disaster up in this mob? Nigga, who else named Disaster up in here, huh? Nigga, let everybody know, nigga, I'm Disaster. Jackpot looking out there for the mother jackpots. Y'all niggas ain't making it home tonight. Meet the bear whoop of hip-hop. My quest don't stop, standing on your skeleton skulls, that's my backdrop. Lightning flashing, ocean waves crashing, I'm harassing with a tongue lasher for all your trespassing. You're getting shot up for saying my name in passing. Body snatched, there'll be no casket. Head buried, body parts wrapped in plastic. Fingers spreaded over 4 freeways in traffic. It's a shame, your death is my classic. You get the point, I'm being sarcastic. Family asking what happened to getting your ass kicked. I've seen stranger days than Angela Bassett. Bury the hatchet in your back quick, disaster's brain sick. Every thought hand-picked. But you're not doomed though, cause Jesus healed the sick. But you need to stop reading tarot cards from Dionne Warwick. The triumph. This is the triumph. The triumph. Boldly I stroll through the valley of death, exterminating demons, leave them gasping for breath. Beat chewing on your brain like a cannibal chef. You're discombobulated, not knowing your right from left. Hollow points fly relentlessly through your vest, exploding on contact, destroying your chest like Calgon, taking you away, relieving your stress. You never pictured you'd die with this much finesse. You're fatigued and feeling my full court press, and sweating up them spirits that got you possessed. Nevertheless, this 9 rumble like an alpine, ripping through your waistline, getting stuck in your spine. You never walk again. If you smart, you never talk again, or wear that mohawk again. Grown men walking around looking 10, wearing Vans and tight pants. Our youth don't have a chance. The triumph. This is the triumph. I got your head held high in the palm of my fist. You clashed with a tight nigga, more than a norm twist. Torso can't be identified, burnt to a crisp. Battling disaster, suicide, you crossed off the list. But you wanted to get a rep, despite of the risk. Feeling the paralyzed sting of a black widow's death kiss. You're twitching, at your strongest nerve resist. Eyes roll in the back of your head, your soul's dismissed. Maggots consume you and proceed to eat their way up. The corner earling from the way I left you laid out. Any memories of you quickly fade up. Them skinny jeans and all white glasses is played out. Disaster, removing any doubt of spectators sizing me up, thinking they gon' take me out. I strike first like lightning from thunderclouds and kill my enemies simply by praying out loud.